Toji Fushiguro is peak masculinity. After watching and reading Jujutsu Kaisen, my first thought when I saw Toji in the manga, I was like, man, this guy is going to be my favorite character. I can already tell it. And when I read the whole manga arc, I was very surprised at what happened and what entailed and what happened in the story. But I think he has probably one of the most interesting backstories. And so I wanted to go ahead and share that with you and why I think that he is one of the most masculine characters in anime, okay? And I do want to say, I do think he is peak masculinity, even though he was a deadbeat father. I do think that, you know, it's kind of fucked up what he did to his wife and leaving Megami behind and his sister. Well, I don't even think he knew he had a sister because I think Megami was the firstborn, but yeah, it's really fucked up that he just left them behind due to his work and his, you know, carefree attitude. But I do think that there's some qualities of Toji that are very masculine in essence. So the number one point is that he was the best man at his profession. And you might ask, what was his profession? He was an assassin. He was an assassin that I think it was the Star Plasma Foundation or the Star Time, whatever religious group that asked him to kill the Star Plasma vessel, and that's what we saw in the last season of Jujutsu Kaisen, which, yeah, I mean, he was pretty successful in doing so, even though he was guarded by the most powerful man in Jujutsu Kaisen, which is Satoru Gojo. Even though he was still able to accomplish his mission, he basically did kill the two strongest sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen. One of them eventually resurrected back from the dead, and the other one he left the other one alive because he didn't want to deal with the hassle of all the cursed spirits coming out of his body. So that's what I think he's the best. He was the best at his profession, and you can see that through his meticulous planning, his calculated risk, everything that he did in the hidden inventory arc. We see that he's a very calculated and driven person when it comes to his missions and when it comes to money. But other than that, he's a very carefree individual in his lifestyle. And then the second point is his physique. This guy has probably one of the most masculine physiques that you could ever aspire to achieve. He has that goated V-taper physique. Ever since I saw that in the anime, I was like, man, that motivated me to work out even harder, because I was like, his back is huge. I want that. I want that back. I want like that really like slim looking V-taper that he had. I was like, man, if I was to ever do a cosplay, I would want to cosplay him. So I need to get in perfect shape, tip-top shape, to look like a Toji. And I would say that physique is very sought out after, you know, you would see a physique like that back in the ancient times with like Romans and Greeks and, you know, Greek god like statue type of physique. He had that physique. He was the man when it came to physical strength, and that physique is what allowed him to basically override Gojo and Geto. And the third point is that he can control his emotions. He's a very stoic individual. As you guys know, I really preach Stoicism. If you can't control your emotions, you wouldn't be seen as a very well-rounded man if you can't control your emotions. Because once you can't control your emotions, what do you get? You get, you know, people that are very confused, you get people that are angry, you get, you know, all these people that just can't control their emotions, and Toji is a perfect example of this. Even though I will say with a caveat, he did later not control his emotions, because the reason why he became a sorcerer killer is because he didn't like his family, the Zenin family. And I'll get into that. Maybe I'll do a series about like the families and all the little nuances in Jujutsu Kaisen. But I would say that he lost a little bit of control of his emotions with his fight against Gojo, because when he resurrected, he was like, well, shit, what do I do now? He was thinking about running, but he actually wanted to fight him because he knew that Gojo had like achieved a new level, and he just really hated sorcerers. So he was like, nah, I can't let this guy run free. You know, I can't let this guy escape. He met his end at the end. But I would say he's a very stoic individual. He's a very carefree individual. He doesn't, you know, let his emotions rule him. He knows what he wants to do and what he wants to accomplish in his life. But yeah, that's about it. That's what I think about Toji. That's why I think he is a masculine character. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy the anime adaptation of the Hidden Inventory? I think that it was crazy. I love the fights that Toji did with Gojo and Suguro Geto. those are probably one of the most amazing fights that I've seen in Jujutsu Kaisen so far. So I'm really looking forward to the Shibuya arc, and if you guys liked it, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Go.